Welcome back to Terra Invicta, friends at home. We have some updates to go through. Let's speed through this. We have put hydroponics on many of our bases here. These hydroponic bays do some really cool stuff, most of which are they reduce the amount of water and volatiles you are using. So while they still cost a very small amount of water and volatiles and a minuscule amount of money, they reduce the amount of water and volatiles needed for the crews who are running these systems. I believe that the regular hydroponics bay isn't super effective, but I'm looking to save every little bit that I can. And because I've been using the EU strategy of mass funding, we have lots of money. Like, this is an enormous amount of money compared to some of my other runs. We're doing really good in that regard. What else do we got going on? We are doing research campus farming. Now, I did say we were going to put them all over the place on Mars and such. Unfortunately, that's not true. You can only put them in the orbit of things that have at least 10,000 citizens on them. Fortunately, the moon counts as being within the influence range of the Earth, so it counts as having 10,000 citizens. We are deploying additional research campuses to all of the lunar bases we now have. We have created new lunar bases for the sole purpose of putting up additional research. They're going to take a little while. Most of our Earth space stations are also being upgraded to a larger size using smaller solar collectors just to get research campuses online. Last time I left off, I think we were around like 40 or maybe 50 research. Now we're up to 61.5. It hasn't been that, it's only 2028. It hasn't been that long since the last video in timeline, but our research is rapidly expanding very quickly. Like, the amount of research we're generating is enormous. And as these research campuses come online, it's only going to get bigger. We have bases on Ceres, Beltaloda base 1, 2, and 3. I think we actually need to pick up the 4th base. Just lock in the last bit. We'll do that right now. Why not? Sure, why not? We'll set up another one. We'll do Beltaloda. Loda base for the Inas. Do fusion pile here, and then a little outpost mining complex. Why not? Maybe a little of that. And there you go. We got a nice little compact. We control all 4 of the Ceres water bases, which means we are the water king. No one can contest us on usage of water in the system. We had an event happen to our Mars Volatiles base. These happen pretty regularly. Some of them will have good stuff happen. Sometimes aliens get loose on them. And sometimes it reduces the amount of mining material you get by half. This base, it's not useless, but it is less useful now. As a result, it's probably going to be one of the first bases we might trade away when we find more useful stuff in, like, Mercury or the outer system belts. We killed another alien, and the aliens are very mad about that. We're also tracking one of the aliens. You can see here, we've basically had Zelalim, our investigatory guy, track this guy like 12 or 15 times now. He's just following him around for several months, keeping him on the radar. We don't want to kill him yet. We are waiting for the mission to capture the alien, which Zelalim is uniquely capable of performing. But if we lose sight of him for too long, he'll disappear back into the shadows, so we need him out and out right now. One thing that I haven't been considering doing yet, but maybe I should be, is we should be stripping this guy of all of his orgs. So, you know, you can do hostile takeovers. I don't know that we have anyone that can. Oh, wait, here we go. No? Is that, here we go. A hostile takeover using admin. All right, we may want to consider that in the future. We may want to consider having our command/admin specialists, Annapurna, whenever she's not squashing all of these alien infestations across the globe, just coming over and trying to rip these orgs off, particularly anything that's raising like security or admin. I'm not seeing too much here. A lot of plus persuasion stuff, honestly, but You know, oh, here's hostile takeover plus a bunch of money. That might be worth stealing just to have it, you know, just to make sure the aliens aren't getting that money, they aren't getting those resources. We can try stripping all these off. It would be way worse if they were like plus security or like plus espionage. That would make this guy a pain in the ass to follow around and take out. What else do we have here? Following the Brazilian alien, EU has expanded. The EU has even more constituent countries. It's having some slight problems. We're hoping that Navy gets built sooner rather than later. It's not happening as quickly as I'd like, but we're almost at 10,000 billion, or aka 10 trillion GDP, which is pretty damn good. Yeah, we're preparing to shift into early shipyard gameplay. We're going to need to talk about research. So right now, I'm putting everything we have not into hydrobiology, which is the story quest. I'm putting it into autonomous research groups. So what this does, this is kind of a tricky technology. I don't always get it. It can be very useful, or it could be completely useless. So what it does is, you've seen these projects that unlock over time after we get a research. Some of them have 100% beside them in the research area, which means you're always guaranteed to get it eventually. Some are not so guaranteed. They'll be as low as like 50% or lower. If you miss it, autonomous research groups allow you to try to get it a second time every month for all the projects you get, and it increases the chance of any project by 10%. So the thing is, we've left a lot of useless projects behind us that are not competitive, but there are some we have missed that we are going to want eventually. So here we are, autonomous research groups. We are putting our priority into that, and even though we're only putting 1 bar into quantum encryption, it looks like we are going to beat everyone else to it, and hopefully we will pick up covert operations for our 6th Councilor. We're also going to pick up command center as soon as we can. I believe this needs some other research, but command centers, if I remember correctly, are the operation centers that allow you to do things like they cost 1 MC to create, they cost 1 mission control to create, but they give 2 mission control back. So they let you run more mission control. We're going to set them up on Mercury or maybe Mars. We're in a real transitioning phase, right? Like, those space stations we're setting up in Earth orbit have tons and tons of small solar collectors. They don't have the T2 solar collectors, which would be way more effective. We need fewer of them. So unfortunately, we are going to need to build over some of the, like, I hate to say it's a waste. We are going to have to delete some of the things we've already built. That's just engineering and life. You know, we're bootstrapping ourselves forward. But in the end, those space stations are probably going to get blown up soon by the aliens anyway. But after we get hydrobiology out of the way, and maybe the story thing that comes after it, autonomous research groups, covert operations, we're going to start trying to pick up things like quantum battery, nano armor. I don't think we've got diamondoids yet, so we can't get adamantine armor, which would be really nice. Aim for Athena torpedoes, 40 millimeters, and some high form of heatsink. I don't really know what yet. And pick up molten core fission to try to get fission spinner, or maybe like Lars drive, just really whatever we can get. The final thing to talk about is that we put an enormous amount of money into all of our counselors who are now cybered up. So they all have a huge number of augments. They don't have the loyalty monitor. This is a trap. Don't get it. Don't ever get it. It sucks. But they all have there are several different cybernetics. Each of them gives a +1 to the various stats. So that's very nice to just pay $500. Clearly we have more than enough money to do that, and get a +1 to all of our stats. Some of them give a little extra thing, like embedded sensors doesn't just give +1 to investigation, it gives an additional +1 when detecting other counselors, which is most of what you're doing when you're investigating. So just really nice to have that like additional bonus going on. These can be upgraded 2 more times. The cybernetics, they'll cost 1,000, and then I don't remember how much the last amount costs, but you have to pay for each of them in order to tech it up. But all of our guys are roided up android steroid super users now. We're really pushing the edge of what is human. So, wow, this has been the shortest intro. I cut it in 10 minutes. Wow. The years in the job have taken their toll on Annapurna Manohari. Coping mechanisms can only do so much, it's sad to say, but Annapurna Manohari is no longer the person she used to be before she entered service. So she can get addict indulgent. Wow. A shift in personality, which will make her lose cynic but gain a bunch of really bad ones. Or streetwise isn't bad, I think. I think we'll take this one, addict and indulgent, and then see if we can buy it out with XP. Oh, what was I doing here? I was unifying with the Netherlands. The Netherlands wasn't fully funded up, but it's become, for some reason, it's become a hotbed. Like, the servants are attacking it constantly. Here we go. Indulgent lowers money and lowers our loyalty when our money is bad. And this lowers our espionage and our security. So we're just going to save up and remove these things. Honestly, it's going to take a lot of XP, but I'd rather get them out of the way. She's already at, you know, she's 17 command, 25 admin. She's near the peak of her career. Here we go. Hydrobiology. Our pre-autopsy assessment reveals that, as expected, aliens are carbon-based and breathe oxygen like ourselves. Their ability to exist without protection on Earth makes it highly likely. The atmospheric composition on their homeworld is highly similar to our own. More unexpected is that the prevailing inverted knees anatomical theory is incorrect. What we are seeing is not the knee, but the ankle. Thus, their leg anatomy is closer akin to that of a horse or dog. Since this type of structure is better suited to speed than climbing, it is highly likely these aliens evolved on flatter terrain and perhaps were once prey for another species. The autopsy itself has yielded invaluable data on the aliens' physiology, specifically how they are capable of feats and abilities impossible for any species on Earth.
Our autopsy of the alien is complete, Commander.
We have learned a great deal from studying the Hydra corpse. The alien's physiology exhibits a combined nervous and circulatory system, each Hydra possessing 3 heart brain centers, one in the head, proximal to the topmost vertebrae, and 2 in the abdomen at the right hypochondrium and the left iliac region. This redundant system means that, barring catastrophic damage to more than one heart and nerve cluster, the Hydra can regenerate most of its functionality. Though the loss of one cluster is likely to limit higher cognitive function, an alien with 2 working clusters will still be able to perform basic and intermediate tasks. The Hydra's regenerative capability appears to make the aliens largely unaffected by senescence. While they are not ageless, they seem capable of maintaining consistent fitness, mobility, and cognition for the majority of their natural lives, which our current estimates place at between 160 and 200 years. The trade-off to being both long-lived and resilient is a complex physiology that is slow to develop and requires a great deal of energy. Hydra are non-gendered at birth. Each member of the species is born with a latent male and female reproductive organs that do not fully develop until precipitated by specific conditions at a certain point in their lifestyle. Though not uncommon on Earth, sequential hermaphrodism is here only found in lower-order creatures such as fish, gastropods, and plants. Hydras seem to only become sexual towards the end of their life cycle, and once sex assignment is complete, there is no changing back. All of this implies a low birth rate. We need to research the Hydra Pherocytes. Over and over again, we have come back to the same question. How are the Hydras controlling their human servants? The Hydra Pherocytes, these information-laden cells that the Hydras produce within their own bodies, may be the key. Did we get a new research project? Doesn't look like it. We're going to go ahead and research quantum batteries then. Till something new pops up.
Here's what we found.
Alright, the EU has direct control over 244 million people and is also in close association with Italy and Germany who we will add as soon as we are capable of doing to free up even more space. We have to wait for their ticker timers, I think, to go down to get them into the Federation. It's a good day to die when you know the reasons why. Let's see. We're kind of waiting on Slovakia to pick its stuff up, finish repping for us, and we've also got Denmark on the line here. They're ready to get folded in as well. All right, so my man who follows the plan is going to stick to this alien like glue.
Investigating target.
And we are going to try to strip the alien of some of its... We must remove the alien's stuff. Haven't seen the alien yet. Oh, here we go. Let's see here. Where's with this marker? Seems to be a bad marker. That seems to be bad and not good. We're gonna try to strip this right here. Is this on a different alien? Hold on. Is there more than one alien known to us? Yep, here it is. Oh, maybe we're going to the location that the org is based out of. I see now. Well, we're going to spend a bunch of money to steal it.
Targeting enemy orgs.
Let's do it.
Your orders?
What do we want to do with our assassin? We are under cap, so we might as well be purging and pushing people out of places we can eventually add to the EU, so why not Hungary?
Removing our
I'm
enemies.
hungry for Hungary.
Making our case. Ready for my mission. We'll make things safe.
Cool, and then rather than doing a play-by-play, we'll just hop forward in time. Looks like this was successful. We stripped it off the aliens. Cool. Is that in our free orgs now? Is it unassigned? No? Did she keep it? I don't want her to keep it. What was it called? I don't remember. But we don't want her to have it on us. What did it do? It was persuasion based, right? Oh, it was Votons. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, we're gonna unequip it. There we go. Oh, maybe the reason why we had that marker for the 3-star one is because she can't equip it. She doesn't have enough space for it. Oh, maybe that means it goes directly. Maybe it means we can't do it, or it goes directly into the thingy.
We are winning their hearts
Into
and
the
minds.
unassigned org
Things are
table.
stabilizing.
Either way, it's time to start removing more stuff off the table. All right, Hydra Pherocytes is now up for research. We absolutely want to do that. And we actually want to finish that as soon as possible. We may actually pull away from autonomous research groups. Our bonus for Pherocytes is super high, as you can see. So this should finish pretty quickly. We can finish in about 6 months, actually. Nice. Love that. Uh-oh. I don't love that. There we go. We're gonna fight to keep quantum encryption. We got stuff to do.
Believe me, these bastards have already read everything humanity's ever written. If we don't come up with some way to talk without them listening in, we've got less chance of survival than a hummingbird in a hurricane. Commander
Well.
Fiona Ayawade, secure correspondence with colleague.
She's right, you know. All right, covert ops is coming up soon. Let's think about what we want to do here. What are my priorities? Advanced heat management is already out of the way. We need advanced atomic manipulation, which we already did. Gives us quantum batteries. Diamondoids? Is that on the menu here? see it. Let's take a look at the big tech tree. Diamondoids needs molecular assemblers. That's a pretty big ask, but diamondoids is a pretty good, and manufacturing generates money, so it's a good thing to have. It's a lot to put into right now. Exo-atmospheric fighters would be pretty good to have, as would integrated Earth space economy. These are pretty immediate good things to have that don't cost an enormous amount. But in the end, I want the diamondoids, so we are going to put that in. We're going to force the whole world to get involved with it as well. All right, so with the possibility of diamondoids out of the way here, it's being researched. We still need to personally research molten core and maybe gas core. Excuse me. Making notes on a notepad, if you're wondering, to keep this all straight. And if you're playing this game, you probably should as well. What else are we going to want? What's the big research needs right now? Skunkworks. To get that third spot. We actually should... Oh, Skunkwork is a project. Alright, well, we definitely want it. I don't know if we've unlocked it yet, but we do want it. We also want Operations Center. So let's mark those down. Skunkworks, Operations Center. What else could we want? Probably the tier 2 solar array, is that what it's called? Yeah. We need solar array. So you can see we picked up 4 more research campuses and we're at 72.9 research, 73 functionally. But we are getting very close to going over our mission control, which would be bad.
Policy direction complete.
All right, we're unifying with Denmark. If you're out there watching this 6 months after its release, I'm doing this one for you, my good friend Bloom. You, the Great Danes of Northern Europe, are being united with your friends, all the rest of the European Union, and joining a sort of international conglomeration, faceless, massless blob of people. All of your money is going into a collective pool which the French control without question. And hey, we're below control point cap again. Isn't that nice? Okay, so an alien has landed. This is going to be a second wave Councilor, wherever they are. This is, so after you kill a first-time alien and the replacements start arriving, they get the tag second wave and they get a much higher security score, making them more difficult to take out. That's okay, we don't need to track that guy down quite yet. I mean, I'd love to just keep killing them as often as possible, but our alien hate meter is nearly full. We need to start getting like Maskarovka, strategic deception, that sort of thing.
The opposition remains in power.
We are so close to covert operations. We're gonna get it tomorrow, actually, and get our 6th Councilor, but we won't be able to use them, unfortunately. So let's just lower this down to 1. It'll be done in a few days, and we'll start pumping Pherocytes again.
At your service.
So we've been regularly stripping this Xenoform Alpha 2 of his
Ready for my mission.
of his useful stuff. I'm starting to specifically take away things that have stats and let him only take things that give like money boost. I assume that's not as useful to the aliens. His persuasion is so high, it makes me think I should be lowering it and lowering his influence at basically any cost. So this is the cost. The cost is targeting Aurelius Consultants. Throw a little money there and acquire it at cost. So we're using Julian here. We're going to start using him on Advise. So this uses his admin, persuasion, and science scores. It uses that as a percent. So a 12% boost to certain things. The 10% science will give a 10% bonus to the EU's science output, and the admin 18% will give a boost to, I believe, the amount of investment points that are put back into this. So we're helping speed along, get this navy out of the way so that both of these armies can go fight anywhere in the world for when we need to fight anywhere in the world, and get back to growing the local economy, which I've been worried about and is a problem.
Offering counsel.
We need the EU to be competitive with the United States and China. Okay, we are now picking up a 6th Councilor. I haven't even thought about what we want here. Take a look at the offerings. What are we missing out on? Maybe a scientist? Are there any scientists here? We got a professor. Opinion leader. Computer scientist, bonus to information scientist. Academic, grants 2% knowledge priority. Alright, well, he's difficult to work with. I don't know about that one. We got a hacker here who's got computer scientist, but he also has ethical, which gives us -1 every time we commit an atrocity. No thanks. Ethical is horrible. Ethical again. Quick learner is amazing. They have government. Family ties will suffer a massive loss of loyalty if home region is hit with a nuclear weapon. It's Congo. I don't think I'm going to be nuking Congo anytime soon, but we'll work on that. And Firebrand, which isn't great, but it's not terrible. They're kind of a mix. This is, I mean, we'll keep it in advisement. I'll tell you what I really need is somebody who has Inspire. Does the Evangelist have Inspire? They do. We need Inspire really badly because I'm not really sure what the loyalty level of my crew is, and they've been compromised several times. I want to just do a round of Inspires all across the board to get them psyched up, high loyalty level so that they can't be turned against this. Firebrand. Loss averse is horrible. Striver is great. Beloved and Untouchable is also great. But yeah, I mean, loss averse is crushing. I don't know if we can remove that one. Maybe I'll just save. I mean, this feels like save scumming, but I just literally don't know if I can remove it off of him by paying a cost. Oh, I guess rather than save scumming, which might upset you at home, I could just look up on the wiki. Okay, it looks like loss averse can be bought out for 20 XP. So I think that does make recruiting Dana and Tari our new Inspire addict. So we want to take away loss averse. Perfect. And then we're going to buy out all the cybernetics. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Except for loyalty monitor, which sucks and is bad. Ooh, this is a good start. And now we want to juice their persuasion to insane levels. Fortunately, we've actually been stealing persuasion from the bad guy aliens. So there are a couple orgs out there, and they're gonna start at a higher persuasion than normal. Cool, cool, cool. How many admin do we have left now? We've used 3. We have 3 spots left. An extremely wealthy personal friend of Anjor Gopalakrishnan is nearing the end of their life. They are long-time philanthropists and have decided to ensure their work lives on. By concentrating the majority of their assets under one of their many charitable organizations they have founded, they have asked Anjor to sit on its board and want his feedback on which charity most deserves additional funding. So we can get a non-profit food org, a scholarship foundation, or just give the money directly, but you have to be initiative for that to happen. I think we aren't really using developing countries. I don't know what that could be, so let's do scholarship foundation. Picking up Italy into the EU's federation borders. Let's see. That org is called the Volans Fund and gives you advise. Not much else. It kind of sucks, to be honest. Plus 5% knowledge. That's okay, but I think we're just gonna sell it off, honestly. Get it out there on the marketplace. Alien forces are attacking civilians in the Bishar region, and we have identified a new alien in the open. So we got to get our command counselor. They got to stop stripping orgs off of Alpha 2, and it's time for us to start taking action against Alpha 8. This is near Tripoli, so this is probably the newly landed second wave, like, super strong guy messing around like a lunatic.
We'll recon the site.
Tell you what,
Reporting in.
we'll try to track this dude. Maybe see what orgs he has, see if he's worth squaring up against,
Where do you need
and get one of our backup guys to investigate Alpha 2. Keep him on our radar. Don't let him disappear.
tracking target?
We also need to defend Kazakstan,
Securing our control.
Slovakia.
Securing our interests.
At your service.
No, we forgot about our guy here. But maybe he can start inspiring our people. Who was captured? Zelalem? We're gonna start by inspiring him, just to ensure he's clean. It'd be weird if he wasn't clean, but yeah.
Making things safe for our people.
Hey, loyalty has increased by 2. Excellent. Sometimes if they're turned and you inspire them, they'll unturn. They'll be like, hey, I'm sorry. Ah, we got Alpha 8. Excellent. He has the Salamander shock troops. I would love to get them off, but they are... I don't think we can remove them. This is +1 science. There's +1 security and another +1 security. We definitely want to remove those. And he has second wave, which is +3 espionage, +3 security, which is why his security is so damn high. He's got survivor and hard target, so this gives him +6 security overall. This guy's very difficult to get a handle on. Second wave aliens are tough, and they're only going to get stronger, honestly. This might be a retaliation fleet. Fleet Victor 56 might be coming to blow up some of my space stations for taking actions against aliens. They might be really pissed at me right now.
Recon complete.
Alright, it's time to switch things back up. We're gonna stick Xenoform Alpha 2 is gonna have our investigator keep following him, and then our command agent is going to start trying to swipe those security offices. So Moonstone and Hadar. What a strange name, Hadar.
Targeting enemy
Got some
orgs.
hunger
Standing by.
for it. So we've inspired Charles, who was captured. We also need to inspire, or no, who did we inspire? Let's see. Where is Dana currently located, right? Because that's where we were. Yeah, we inspired Zelalim, so we also need to inspire Charles, who was captured as well. Just to clear him, just to make sure, just to be sure. We're gonna send him back into the Czech Republic to clear that out.
Terminating the opposition.
Ready for my mission. I will try to sway the public.
Ready for orders.
And Julian is being followed, so it's time to
Going into hiding.
flush his contacts.
Going silent.
Getting pretty close on Pherocytes here. We have completed the Pherocyte project. When a pheromone is a chemical that can influence the recipient's behavior, our investigation of this so-called Pherocyte reveals it is actually a living cell. The distinction is that the pheromone's effects wear off relatively quickly, whereas Pherocytes are capable of reproducing in the recipient's body, thereby extending the effect for significantly longer. When cross-referencing fMRI scans with electroencephalographic data, we find that an awake subject's brain exhibits an abnormally high level of theta waves. These are normally only present during REM sleep or deep hypnosis, and when as copious as seen in a Pherocyte-affected subject, will make them unusually suggestible. Here it is. We've found alien mind control.
We are learning how the Hydras control our people's minds, Commander.
Our suspicions are confirmed. The Pherocytes are indeed the mechanism by which the Hydras control their servants. The chemicals that Hydra Pherocytes produce are incredibly potent, and seem specifically designed to affect humans, so much so that we now believe that the initial abductions must have been an alien research effort to develop them. Even momentary exposure can affect a recipient. Longer exposure will quickly overwhelm them. Once ingested, the Pherocytes will make their way via mucous membrane to the region of the brain called the supramarginal gyrus, the region of the parietal lobe that is responsible for human empathy. Once there, the Pherocytes take up residence in the myelin sheath around the nodes of Ranvier, where they regulate impulse conductivity. Influence increases until maximum saturation is reached, at which point additional exposure has no further effect. The Pherocytes have a limited lifespan. As they die off, and in the absence of a top-up, the subject gradually regains its sense of self-determination. This process is slow, less like awakening from sleep and more like gradually coming to terms with a new perspective. This gives us a slow but reliable method of treating returned abductees and Hydra servants from now on. Unfortunately, we have yet to discover any method of expelling Pherocytes from a human body directly. We have, however, confirmed that the Pherocyte exposure can be prevented by basic air filtration system. All of our personnel have been issued such gear on future operations. We must now research Hydra containment, which is why we've been following this guy around for forever. We are gonna get him, we're gonna put him in prison, and we're gonna study him. And according to myth, his name is Rudy. Alright, we've accidentally gone over mission control cap with 4 new research stations. Probably that number is still going to keep going up and keep pushing us over top. We've got 4 more on their way. So we need to keep pushing our control point maximum to the maximum and taking more nations that have mission control. We are in desperate need of getting it. Uruguay is currently being alienized. And look, we found an alien in Uruguay. It's Alpha 2. We already knew it was there.
We are in control now.
Hey, Czech Republic. Nice. I liked it better when it was Czechoslovakia, but only because I'm a Hearts of Iron player. Not because I care about the country in any way. I mean, I don't hate you or anything, Czechs or Slovaks. I think we lost sight of Alpha 8. I don't see its stuff on the menu here, but we do see the aliens have an unassigned security. We're going to want to get that out of the way. we're just gonna get it and then
Targeting
sell it
enemy
back
odds.
to the market and hope the aliens don't get concentrated power of it again or whatever. I don't know what you want to say, but yeah, we need to get it out of the way here.
I'll speak with them.
We're just gonna have our Inspire guy keep rotating through targets of our own people, just inspiring them, making sure that they're super loyal, that they're not traitors or bad in any way. This is probably an attack on me. Aliens attack because this just arrived on Mars. Aliens attack in space. It is possible that the visitors did not expect humanity to leave the confines of our homeworld. It is equally possible that our rapid technological advancement is something they have encountered before, and battles fought against other species from other worlds, and they were entirely prepared for this eventuality. Whichever might prove true, the outcome is the same. They are clearly angered by humanity's presence in space, and have struck accordingly. Life beyond the bosom of Earth is a fragile, hard-won thing, and thus the alien assault has had tragic, devastating consequences. Some feel this only proves that Earth cannot possibly hope to oppose these aliens. Others interpret it as instead proof that humanity cannot thrive as long as these extraterrestrials remain within our solar system. For now, only one thing is certain: no human target is beyond reach. They are attacking Mars Base 1, which is, you know, bad. That's a good base. We like it. They blew up the construction module, which is devastating. They completely blew up the base. Question is are they only attacking one base?
Org acquired.
Or are they going to attack all of the bases? Because if they completely wipe us out of Mars, we have more than enough materials to rebuild there. We got more than enough stuff. It's just going to take time and set our economy back real big. Real big. Notice the hate meter threat really dropped off quite a bit.
The needle.
We may want to head back to Mars Base 1 and rebuild wherever it was. Or we could let it sit. I don't know that we specifically need that exact site. Which one was it? It's probably one with a lot of a certain material, right? We've got the maximum fissiles. It was probably one with a lot of everything. Because that's normally where I put the first base. Where was it? Like the Mons, maybe? No? That's got a lot of noble metals, though. May want to pick that up just for that. $352 days to get there. Don't love that. We need to go to one of these bases and put down another construction module. And then just get back to our day. Sucked losing it. It'll take a long time to replace, but I'm not even sure I replaced the right one. But we have a strong economy. We've cut everybody else out. And that's right where we want to be. I don't know. I don't think we need to do hostile takeovers for a little bit. We seem to have cleaned them out. It's time to get our command counselor back to directly countering alien threats, which is probably where they're the most comfortable. Okay, European Union has launched a new navy to attach to the 10th Mountain, aka Ukraine. So that should clear up all of that build navy stuff, which means we're going to have a lot more money and investment points to invest back in. We're almost at 11 trillion GDP. Pretty good starting from France is 2 billion and change, honestly.
We are in control now.
Okay, looks like we've got a shot at bringing Slovakia into the EU. We're going to take using
Acknowledged. Your orders?
our Inspire guy. He's going to inspire an entire generation of people to join the EU. Okay, autonomous research groups is done. We're going to go one more time for quantum batteries, I think.
Policy direction complete.
Slovakia's in.
Score 1 for the good guys.
Global warming reaches 1.5 Celsius. A new warming threshold. Human-induced warming has now reached approximately 1.5 Celsius above pre-industrial levels. It is now expected that heat waves will continue to get worse, exposing 14% of the world's population to extreme heat at least once every 5 years. Extreme storms and flooding are also more likely. Coral reefs around the world are projected to decline by 70 to 90%. You know, something that I haven't done is get devolved space command type stuff in order to decentralize my people for solar flares. Let me add that to the list, and probably we need to do that as soon as possible. And then there is an event where the game will check to see how good your energy generation is. Like if you've gotten high levels of fission or even fusion energy in order to push the world forward. Otherwise, you know, like all this new alien tech spreading across the world causes like mass brownouts and total collapse of society sort of stuff. So we probably need to start hard pushing that over our projects. Now that we're sort of cooking a very, very high, almost stressfully high level of science that's really cooking the hell out of our mission control, we really should be pushing forward energy. Because I don't know that the AI is going to help us with that. All right, so we're going to commit to paying money to give us a boost around the world. It doesn't actually do very much to help solve the project. And look, we've got more campuses. We have 3 new campuses of research, bringing us up to 95. So we've basically doubled our research generation in about 2 years. Let's see how we're stacking up against our competitors. We have more than basically any 2 competitors. We're basically the Protectorate and the Academy combined. Protectorate is killing it, actually. They're doing great. Kind of scary. Project Exodus, unsurprisingly, has big levels of boost and large amounts of space use, but they are about the only ones that are really rocking it here. While we have 8,000 water, people are struggling to reach even 100. So we are ahead of the curve, which as a player is exactly where you want to be. You want to be the most prepared and lead the way. I think we might call it here for this recording.